Hi, today in this grammar session, I'm going to introduce you to another Alan Peat sentence called a boy's sentence. And this is where we are using conjunctions. And the conjunctions we're using are but, or, yet, and so. And we're going to be using a main clause and a subordinate clause that are divided by a comma. So our punctuation is going to be a comma, obviously a full stop and a capital letter as well, because it's a sentence. And we're going to be using 4 different connectives, or conjunctions as they're now called, and a main clause and a subordinate clause. So here is the sheet for boys, as you can see, and we've got some examples here. The first one says, she was happily playing a game, but got upset when she lost. Now you can see in this one, we're using but, and that is the B for boys. She was happily playing a game, but got upset when she lost. And you can see we've got a main clause. Now a main clause is something that you can say on its own. She was happily playing a game, full stop. That can make a sentence on its own. The subordinate clause is this part after the comma. It says, but got upset when she lost. To test these out, the best thing you can do is say it to somebody on its own. So to test out a main clause, I would say to you, she was happily playing a game. And someone would understand that. If I just walked up to you and said, but got upset when she lost, you would probably ask me, got upset when she lost what? You'd want more information about it. So that's how I get children to test them out. Could you say that part on its own? And if you can, it's a main clause, and if it's not, it's likely to be a subordinate clause, because a subordinate clause relies upon the main clause. Now, this word here, but, is the conjunction, and this joins the 2 sentences. Now, but, or, yet, and so give equal weighting as conjunctions to the first part as to the second part. So her happily playing a game is as equally as important as but she got upset when she lost, okay? The next example uses or, so we're going from the B to the O now. The cookies could be double chocolate chip, comma, or oat and raisin. Same thing, main clause. The cookies could be double chocolate chip. We could put a full stop and it would make sense. If I just said to you, or oat and raisins, it wouldn't make sense. Once again, it was a warm day, yet storm clouds gathered over the distant horizon. Last one for so, Mr. File was hungry, so he ate all the chocolate biscuits. The rules, as you can see with a boy's sentence, is that it's a 2-part sentence. The first part of the sentence always ends with a comma and is a main clause. And the last part always begins with a connective, they've said here, or we call them conjunctions now. And it begins with but, or, yet, or so, hence boys. These are good for all different types of writing, but what they do is if you're writing short sentences, she was happily playing a game, you could say to them, could you add something using but, or, yet, and so at the end, and change it into a boy's sentence to give your reader more information. Here's how you can put this into practice. So if you're writing a simple sentence that's just a main clause, the man walked down the street, you can then think about changing it by using but, so, or yet. Yet is the more complicated, so I would start with but or so, whichever one is easier for you, but just pick any of them. It could be that you're actually quite good at it. So you can change this to become, the man walked down the street, comma, but, so we need to use our comma at the end of the clause instead of where the full stop was, but forgot which way to go. So it gives the reader a bit more information about what's happening to the man. You can obviously do many things, and obviously it depends on the theme of your story, but you can already see that this basic sentence here, which is just a main clause, has now become a more complex sentence with more information. We've used a comma as well, so it's up-leveled the punctuation, and we've used a conjunction but, and we've included a subordinate clause, which relies upon the first bit, the main clause that we used in our simple sentence here. So I hope you can use this in your writing. It definitely improves your writing, and you can use all different types of things. It also makes you think of more detail about what your characters or events are taking place in your writing. Have fun.